Hello everybody, my name is Zora Chaos, and welcome to the table. I hope you all enjoy your stay. I'm your host and DM of the evening, Zora Chaos. And as I said before, I hope you enjoy your stay. I'm just going to do a thing, so don't mind me. I always use my camera. Nope. Why you no do? That's good. Yes, that is good. Even though this will be one of the few only times I'll even use my camera. So, I hope everyone's doing well, and let's get into the game. I want to actually clear chat log, and well, see you all later. Hello.
Happy Halloween, everyone. It's not actually Halloween, but it's okay.
Yes. I mean,
It's actually
it is
Diwali.
whatever that is.
That's the Hindu holiday.
Oh. I kind of don't care.
Surprise! The actual adventure we're going on today is this gonna pair us up with enemies from Hindu mythology?
No.
Like Rakshas and Dashas.
Yeah.
Rakshas are assholes.
To be fair,
Rakshas
so are evil. To be fair, so are evil drow ladies who like setting things on fire, but that doesn't stop you from throwing that.
And to
at
be
us.
fair to that, so is Luciana. I mean Morphos. Morphos is definitely a Raksha.
No.
Totally.
Anyway, so while you were all running away from the evil enemy warlock and her elite drow warriors, you all passed out in front of a hobgoblin stronghold who took you in, healed you up, and are now asking you for a favor. These people,
What now?
the hobgoblins.
The same things as Krakenston.
No, Krakenston is a bugbear.
Oh, really?
You mean Hrafnston?
No, not Hrafnston. I'm talking about Mr. Beast's character, not you.
Yeah, the paladin.
I did not realize the paladin was a bugbear. I thought the paladin was a hobgoblin. Okay, cool. I need to reassess my life.
I mean, he said he was a bugbear in the very beginning of the game, but that was 10 or so episodes ago. So.
Functionally, there was only one real instance where his bugbeariness was a big factor, and it would have been the same if he was a hobgoblin, because it was just hey, goblins are here, we should take control of them, and either a bugbear or a hobgoblin would have been able to do that without much difficulty, and he did. So it was very easy.
All right. Well, they've told you that there's a bunch of undead, skeletons attacking Stronghold every few days or so, and they don't have the manpower to deal with it, so they need your help. There has been one or two hobgoblins who
Did not mean to put that.
who actually went down to scout out the situation, but they never came back. And they want you to potentially bring those two hobgoblins alive, because, they're clan, their family, basically. Because
Would these skeletons have to be reanimated by like a necromancer or something?
There's potentially a necromancer, but skeletons sometimes don't need necromancers to come back. Because, magic.
Okay.
It is possible for skeletons to naturally self-generate, but yeah, it is a rare thing. But I guess we're going on an adventure to fight some undead. Sure would be cool.
They do tell you that the graveyard is like near the western forests instead of in the mountains, and that you guys ran away over to the mountains here, and the graveyard is around here, a mile away, and they give you each a potion of healing.
Cool. I now have 7. I have so many potions of healing.
We kind of need
have.
So.
Sure would be cool if an encounter if like a Halloween thing or an encounter with an undead wasn't with mindless undead, which we fought so many of this campaign. But is everyone ready to go?
Yeah, I almost feel like that we are like we're killing the mindless undead on an industrial level here.
I mean, in fairness, we've only fought against like vampire myths, which were only really like there just because we had a murder hobo who was exceptionally good at murder hoboing.
Wait, hold up. Can I become like a werewolf in D&D?
Please don't let Harafinson become a werewolf.
What?
This is a terrible idea.
How do I get like lycanthropy? Or
get bitten by a werewolf?
Where can I find a werewolf to get bitten by?
Shrugs.
All right, guys, let's go on our adventure. Just ignore all lycanthropy related questions.
I'm not find a werewolf to get bitten by. Werewolves are good people, right?
Werewolves are not good in D&D. There are things that are generally good. Werewolves are generally dickheads, unless it's someone who was like cursed with lycanthropy and not someone who was born with it. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's a malevolent disease that turns her into a giant monster every full moon. Are we ready to go, or are we going to ask more questions about lycanthropy?
Huh?
Are we ready to go?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about a were-snake?
Also evil.
I want to be a were-snake.
Of course you do. That surprises absolutely no one. Is your character asking this, or is this you asking us out of character?
Can it be both?
It absolutely can, and Morthos remembers that you want to be an evil were-snake.
Not evil.
Morthos won't remember this.
I was mostly asking because I was just like, should our characters be reacting to this, or is it just us reacting to it?
Which god do I have to pray to become a were-snake? Since it's Halloween.
I know the actual answer to that question, but I'm not gonna answer.
Is it Dendar?
No, it's not. Well, kind of. Dendar is one of them.
Who's the other one?
There are several. I can think of at least 3 different D&D deities who would be good like patrons for a were serpent.
Alright, which one should I
do? 2 deities and 1 demon lord. Not 3 deities.
Alright, which one should I pray to?
They're all evil. None of them are good. Kind of sucks for snakes, but none of them are good.
Well, there has to be some.
Look, we all know that Harafinston absolutely will not. Not that they won't pray to an evil snake god. They absolutely would do that. But like, if the option is between doing something good aligned and doing something evil aligned, we can all assume which one Harafinston will pick.
Yeah, the good one.
Okay, is there anyone that you would like? Is there anyone who would like to talk to people before we go on our skeleton crushing adventure? I actually just want to go on the adventure, but I'm sick and tired of people just throwing mindless undead at us. This has been a thing that's happened a lot, and I'm just like, if we have to do an undead campaign, honestly, can't you just give us like actual vampires?
Give us Strahd.
Yeah.
Strahd just teleports and kills us all. I mean, if it gets me to wear snake divinity, I'm cool with that.
When I run my campaign, I'm just gonna throw like since people keep doing this, I'm just gonna throw like ludicrous enemies at Zal specifically. Because I have a feeling somewhere in this encounter there's gonna be some like nonsense that there's no way 3 people can fight. No, stop it.
I want to fight a Kraken.
You can fight a Kraken.
To be fair, we had 3 ogres and a troll. Now we only have 2 ogres.
Actually, we were never told if our ogres were like healed. We were told that we were healed.
The ogres have ran away and
You lost good problem.
This really is. You just want to build up the one-shot atmosphere, don't you? Just make this a really special episode. Alright guys, let's go.
So, my character is going to pray to Dendar to become a snake. He is now. Are we doing Cathenotheism?
The ranger's already on like the edge of town, just kind of sitting there.
I joined the ranger.
Looking towards the forest.
I joined the
longing
ranger.
for a forest.
What? You don't like the mountains?
Trees are much better for my people.
I mean, fair, you're a wood elf.
Hey, why don't we go try to find a hidden dungeon? Why don't we go and after killing these undead, maybe we'll find a dungeon. Let's go.
Honestly, probably.
Or we could go back to that other cave.
Let's not. There's less of us now than there were last time.
If only you guys had a paladin.
There is nothing to fear.
the DM says, knowing full well that this will be nice and awesome and not totally TPK, because why would I do that?
Why? Look, what? Sometimes we don't even accuse you of doing TPK things, and then you just bring it up yourself, and I'm just like, why though? Like, how does it advantage you?
I don't know.
I mean, I appreciate your honesty and being like very forthright. It's just like, yeah, this is an encounter that's designed to kill people. I mean, I respect it, but like,
Alright, so, I guess we're ready to all go get killed by the undead. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Wait, maybe it'll be an undead Leviathan.
Please don't give Zal ideas.
No, undead Kraken.
While we
not the
move through the forest, I'm gonna forage.
Okay, roll survival then.
While we're doing this, there's almost certainly no chance this is going to come in handy, but I'm going to ritual cast comprehend languages just so that I can, just so if there is anything I can talk to, I can.
Okay, so just saying I don't have a map, so this'll all be like theater of the mind, so as Nefara is doing the foraging and getting finally getting enough food for the journey, as well as all the rest of the ingredients for a potion to brew. And you guys come across. Well, yeah, we know, Luciano, you have 32 rations, but this is a ranger. They do things like this.
I was gonna suggest when you finish talking, but since you just sort of like interrupted yourself, I was gonna
read the chat.
I was gonna suggest that maybe Nefara focus on like getting stuff just for potions, so that way they get more stuff for potions as opposed to getting food, because 32 rations is so many rations, and all of our big boys are gone. I'm a sad dad out here in the woods.
I mean, Nefara likes plants, and rations aren't necessarily edible plants, so I'll take the edible plants.
I mean, fair.
Alright, so as you are going through the mountains and up into the forest, you find a small clearing. The clearing has one of those, like, there's a graveyard with a rusted sign over the entrance. It's rusted and fallen into disrepair. The word on what the name of the graveyard is basically no longer there.
How old is it?
It looks like no one has repaired the place in over a decade, and that's how rusted the metal fence and everything is.
Can we tell, like, which settlement put the graveyard there?
No. But you do see that there seems to be, like, a pretty old wooden building where a graveyard attendant would usually be, and there's a person there, looking normal in some common clothes. And, it's just I'm going to go with a regular human who's just wearing a mask, as far as you're aware.
I turn to Morphos.
What is the mask?
Enjoy.
The mask is red with two white painted circles.
I look to Morphos and I say, this
Can
is like some sort of death cult thing.
That's a nice religion check. Can I tell anything?
Can you tell anything about the mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask too, yeah.
You could tell it has no religious significance, and it's just a regular mask.
Darn. I really shot my shot there. Wait, is this person alive or are they dead?
They are alive. In fact, they're
Yeah.
inside currently, just reading a book, as far as you're aware, and they look up at you and say, "Hello, friends. Welcome to this old graveyard. I'm the graveyard keeper.
I look over.
Mike."
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I'm the graveyard keeper, Mike. How are you doing?
Better than your graves are.
I like bump Hraffenson's elbow. I'm like, hey, don't be rude. I look over to the person and I'm just like, hey, so it seems like, according to some friends that we recently made not too far from here, some of the things either in this graveyard or in a graveyard near here may be coming to life at night and just being mischievous and dangerous, and we've been asked to come and investigate. Is it cool with you if we roam around the graveyard for a little bit and see what we can find?
Oh, that sounds very odd. I wouldn't know anything about that, but if you want to, you can.
I'm gonna roll it. I don't trust this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight what he's saying if that's okay.
That is perfectly fine.
I believe him entirely.
Yes.
Why is it not letting me?
You cannot tell that he is lying whatsoever.
I'll do. You know what? Hey. Honestly, he's probably not lying, but you never know. It's good to be prepared.
You could tell Morthos from a little bit of micro expressions while he was saying that there was some hesitation and a little bit of telltale signs, but other than that,
I believe him.
that you start forming a little bit of misgivings. Otherwise, the other companions in your party seem to completely believe him.
I look over at the lads at the party, and I'm just like, I like whisper, because at this point we're still outside the barn, right? Like this guy still can't hear us if we're not like shouting.
It's not a barn. It's like those like little toll things, but not really. It's more like a small building that is like kind of like like Lucy Stand from what was it? The Peanuts? Yeah, where she did the psychologist thing, but it has a roof over it and stuff, and it's kind of old, so.
All right, so that cool. Now that I have a better understanding of where we're at, if I whisper to the fellas, to the party members, would I be able to whisper without like this person overhearing me, without Mike listening in?
Yes, you can, as long as you do a good deception check.
Oh my goodness. That's not a good deception check. It's fine.
Nope.
You know what? I just decided to drop all pretenses. It's like, hey, I look over at Morthos. I'm like, hey, Morthos. That's
you
me.
are Morthos.
Luciano appears in the game and is just like, hey, I got some shit to say. I look over at Hraffenson, since Hraffenson is, the sorcerer. I'm like, hey, Hraffenson, go out and check the graveyard for a little bit, would you? We'll join you in just a second.
Yeah, before I go, I ask the guy, I say, is this a human graveyard, or orc graveyard, or what?
There's there's a lot of humanoid bodies in this graveyard. But it's so old, and when it was in its prime, it was also a pet cemetery for people's animals
Oh
who
no.
would come by, but it hasn't been in use for quite a long time.
Okay, and which settlement would use this graveyard? And what was their religion?
There has a lot of nearby villages that were of humanoid hasn't actually came here for like a few decades now. But the closest has the ones that use this were an ancient human settlement that were here before the Guildhall. But they seemingly disappeared and no one knows why.
How long ago did they disappear?
That was straight up 10 years ago.
10 years ago. I turned to Morphos and I say, do you recall hearing of any strange disappearance 10 years ago? I feel like an entire bunch of ethnic groups just disappearing. That's something we would notice, isn't it?
I look over at Harafinson and I'm just like, it would, but I'm not a local to this area. On the other hand, Nefaria, and then I just like look over at Nefaria, waiting to see if Nefaria knows anything about this.
Can I do a history check?
Well, you can, but, Kaylin, could you put up push to talk or push to mute? Because I get background noise from you.
Nefara just looks around and just kind of goes like, I'm not around people much.
I look back and I'm just like, fair point.
I didn't even know there's a guild hall.
The guild hall's new, so I mean, same. The guild hall's been around for at this point less than a year, probably less than like a month if there's like no time skips. So
Yeah, I just live here, hunt, gather things to eat. I don't really interact with people, so an ethnic group disappearing is entirely possible, and I wouldn't have noticed.
Harafinson's sleight of hand check was probably accidental, but it is hilarious to think that they were trying to deceive everyone and they just failed very apparently. So at this point, I wait to hear what Harafinston, what if anything Harafinston can recall from like using their intelligence to just remember things.
Well, unfortunately for Harafinston, they don't seem to recall anything about this missing village of people. Whatsoever. So that's a shame and a half.
I look over at Harafinston and I'm just like, hey, stay close. We're gonna join you really shortly. And then I wait to make sure that Harafinston doesn't have anything else to say.
Of course, anything about said missing village of people isn't relevant to the current thing you're doing.
Lore intensifies.
I personally like lore, so whenever I find out that lore is not relevant, a part of me dies inside.
Okay, there we go. So what were these people called?
You don't learn it.
Yes, your history check is too low to know anything.
No, I'm asking the graveyard keeper. Because if I don't know that there was a group that was missing, I'm going to be even more suspicious of the graveyard keeper.
Alright, so he tells you that they were known as the Kranix. No. They were known as the Craniamics, and they were a tribe of psionic mystics, as well as alchemists. But one day, they just vanished. Maybe into the ethereal plane, maybe into the Shadowfell. No one knows.
Okay. I will go around and say maybe we should dig up some of the bodies to see if the bodies are even still there.
I don't like that plan. Nope.
You like my naming conventions?
I do like your naming conventions.
Even though I
think they're
make
hilarious.
it up on the spot.
I think they're hilarious because, like, one, it generates audience engagement because then, like, listeners are gonna want to like hear their names and stuff. At least it's the way that I am. Whenever I watch a Twitch stream and someone's like, "Hey, fam, I see you," I'm just like, "Ah, thanks."
What was the religion of these people?
That is something that I do not know. As psionics, they were very powerful. But at the same time, I believe they may have, and this is just something I did by just snooping around, but apparently they believed in Mystra.
Who's Mystra?
Goddess of magic.
I was gonna wonder if you were gonna do like a whole religion thing because I was about to make like a religion check, but also yeah, just goddess of magic, goddess of the weave.
Okay, and so I'll say, all right, I will. Morphos, I'll let you guys answer your questions. I'm going out to inspect the graves in accordance with and see if what he says checks out.
Cool. Also, I hope you didn't say that last part loudly, because then this person would be like, "You're very rude." We're just a party of very rude people and me, apparently. It's great.
I just don't trust.
And what about that perception, Nefara?
I was just I did not mean to click that. Sorry.
Oh.
But I do have a question that I was going to ask the attendant. So, sir, you are watching over a gravesite that hasn't been used in 10 years. Who pays you to do this?
That's a really good question that I actually hadn't thought to ask.
If the whole tribe has disappeared.
You see, my story is very interesting. So, I was a wealthy merchant's son, and when my father passed away, I got the inheritance from him. And so I opened up this graveyard around 40 years ago, and have been tending to it ever since. I made quite a lot of money, but since all my business dried up due to the tribe disappearing, I've just been tending to the graves and making sure that no one steals from them. considering I have quite a lot of money from the inheritance and being the gravekeeper, I can just buy things from random folks within the regions and just do my thing.
Fair enough.
He's a hermit with a job. I respect it. I look over at him and I'm just like, so, I look over at Nefaria for a second, and then I remember that Nefaria doesn't really do the whole people thing, so I was like mildly impressed that Nefaria took up the initiative to do that themselves. But then I look over at the graveskeeper, and I'm just like, well, sir, I am a Morn of the College of Mourning. I am a bard of the College of Mourning. That does not mean that I like the sun. It means it's morning with a U. I'm assuming the common has English language conventions, which is weird, but I mean roleplay. And I look over at him and I'm just like, I deeply respect your conviction to giving people a place to bury their dead, but I see that you hesitated for a second here, and I want you to know that we're friends who can help you keep this place safe and who can help keep the surrounding communities free of the undead. So if there's anything at all you want to tell us, just know that we will not judge you, and just know that we are here to help. Would you like
even
to
if
tell
you're
us?
an undead lich?
That's not, no, you are away. You are not here right now. You're a very rude person. You would not help me with this. As I finish my statement, I am probably just gonna roll like a persuasion check, but I want to appear non-judgmental and I want to appear genuinely interested in helping this person with their graveyard. So I'm gonna roll persuasion. Can I get advantage for bringing up that I'm a member of the College of Mourning?
You could get a +2.
Cool. That's only a 10, so that's not very good.
Well, it's not very bad either, but it doesn't. I actually have to slightly roll his charisma.
I would be very happy if he got like a 1. He tells me all of his secrets immediately. He reveals that he's like an evil mastermind trying to use the undead to take over the island.
Well, actually, he managed to roll higher than your persuasion.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't a challenge. And that was with a 6 modifier too. Oh man, D&D's rolls.
Well, that was with 4 modifier.
Well, yeah, but I counted the +2, so with the +2 it'd be a total of 10.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah. I have it set to GM right now, so no one should be watching. He basically just goes, I'm sorry, sir. My name is Walker Trips, and I cannot help you out with that. All I know is what I know and what I have told you.
I'm gonna do. That's not very good either. I probably completely believe him because the thing for this is usually 15.
Yep, you believe him entirely. You have zero reason for now to even go and disbelieve right now. Until you until you search for clues around the graveyard.
How run down is the graveyard? Like, does the graveyard itself have like vines and stuff growing over the graves, or has he actually maintained it?
They look well maintained. A lot of the gravestones are, of course, like faded. A lot of the names and dates are worn down by rain and are unreadable to the naked eye. But otherwise than that, it looks like a well-maintained graveyard.
Okay. Well, Nefara, not necessarily being familiar with any signs of necromancy, doesn't know what to look for, so I'm just going to make a perception check as we move into the graveyard, just looking for anything out of the ordinary, but also not being able to necessarily recognize what would be out of the ordinary. And there we have it. That's a horrible roll. God.
That's really not that bad of a roll. I mean, with a +5, I'm just like, oof.
Yeah.
You are unable to find anything, that looks totally out of the ordinary. There is there was the booth, and then there's the graveyard, which covers it's around, let's see, it's 20 by 20 feet in perimeter and houses at least 40 graves.
That's a lot of undead.
Potential undead, you don't know, it's potential undead.
Mm-hmm.
Not total undead.
That was not as reassuring as you meant for it to be.
I know.
Or it was exactly as reassuring as you meant for it to be, which was just not very reassuring. I feel like that's probably a more likely possibility.
I don't know how to say it reassuringly though, so there's that.
That's fair. All right, so Jesus, I honestly low-key don't even know what we're looking for.
There is a house behind the graveyard, which no one has to do a perception because you all can see it. It's about as maintained as the booth in the front, and you can go in there. There is also it's also located on a hill, so you can see through the underbrush. There is also an underground little door on the side of the hill, which you can reasonably assume is where the bodies are prepared for burial.
So, as we're looking around, I look over at Nefaria, and I'm just like, hey, might not be the worst idea for one of us to go and try and look in that house, just to be sure. But I'm not super convinced of it because I don't have any real reason to doubt the gravekeeper. But it's not like I forgot that I originally saw the motion of hesitancy originally. So, but as I'm doing that, what kind of a check? This would probably be an Arcana check. Nice. I'm trying to see if I can detect any magic in the area that might cause the skeletons. That was what was attacking, right? The hobgoblins. It was skeletons.
Yes.
Yeah. I did a Arcana check to see if I can sort of ambiently feel any powerful magic that would cause them to rise up spontaneously.
You can. Okay, with that crit, you can reasonably assure yourself that there is hints of necrotic magic in the air of the graveyard. You
Nice.
can't tell how recently it's been, but you can tell that it is It is necromancy.
So I relay this information over to our friends. Nice. And then I just like wait for them to give me their input in the situation. Although, at least for me, this does raise my suspicions that it's possible that the Gravekeeper is at least involved, even if he isn't an active leader of whatever is causing this magic.
Raffenston is able to find out too. Because
I'm just gonna
20.
Yeah. I'm just gonna point over to the shack, specifically towards the basement side of it, where like that's where I'm gesturing. I'm not saying anything, just like gesturing, trying to like indicate. And then very quietly, do we want to check that out?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to try and kind of move away from the group and like ahead and approach it covertly. How sneaky deaky am I?
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Also,
You
that's
are-
7.
You are quite able to hide yourself away because of the foliage and, of course, Mask of the Wild. You're
Yep.
able to hide and basically sneak your way to the door. You find it unlocked and you're able to open it. And with your stealth score, you're able to. It doesn't creak loudly, and you're able to slip inside with no one noticing.
You just poof, and it vanished. Inside the building, what do I see? Do I need to roll anything for what I notice?
No.
Okay.
It's dark. There's like a single candle, in a corner. You see an autopsy table. You see an old chute, which you can reasonably assume it's for bodies that were delivered to the graveyard when it was in its heyday. And you also see a journal on where the candle is. It's dark, it's stony. Of course, you're an elf, so you have dark vision. And outside of that, it looks like to be well used, even in the so-called no business so far. So you could see footprints coming in and out. It looks to be well maintained, even in this.
Can I
even in
discern?
the apparent disrepair of the rest of the place?
Can I discern whether or not the footprints are the same size as the person we came across before?
That would require an investigation.
Okay.
You can reasonably assume that the shoe prints are indeed the same size of Walker Trips, the Gravekeeper.
Okay. And then at that point, I'm going to read the journal. But first, I'm going to notice what page it's on and remember what page it's on so I can put it back.
You can tell that with the investigation check that the journal is closed, so you can start in the beginning or where have you, and you can start reading from there.
Okay. I am actually going to flip through and find where the back of the journal is, like for where the writing is, and read back to front to kind of get a sense of more recent events within the journal.
All right. That would be a. Give me sleight of hand. Just for flipping through. You kind of like overshoot it to like the very last page where nothing's on it, but then you're like able to find your way to like near where there's actual words and start
Just
reading
page
from
by
there.
page.
Like it's like 20 pages until you find where there's like actual words now.
Okay. And what do I read? What do I find out and discover about the journal?
You find out that it's been a long, long time. And with my wife gone, I've cracked. It's time to teach those damnable pardon me. It's time to teach those damnable hobgoblins who murdered my wife the price. 2 of them came here, but I killed them and raised them up, and I will use my undead army to crush them to bits.
Okay, pretty incriminating stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and pocket that journal and creep back out of the house and back out of the front door, or back out of the door. And I'm properly gonna call that journal in my inventory Journal of a Mad Lad. So
Journal of a Madman.
An absolute mad lad.
do I have any issues making it back over to the party's location?
You could hear, a little bell ring.
Oh no.
And with the Arcana check that Luciano had rolled previously, it has the secondary effect of letting him know that was an alarm spell
Ooh.
that had
Oh.
just rung. And roll initiative.
Here we go. I like how I typed that into the into like the chat, like just now.
How do I
Nice.
select a token for that to make sure that it actually goes properly? Because I haven't done a proper initiative yet.
Please, basically just get a token for your character.
Hello?
Oh,
We can hear you,
hello.
man.
Where do I do
Okay.
that?
Should I roll the initiative because I'm out at the graveyard or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically just
If you go into your bio and info on your character sheet, it should have like an image character. The way
There
that
we
I
go.
normally do it is I normally just like click on that a bunch of times, like the image, and then it just pops out the image for me. There's probably a fancier way to do it, but that's just how I've done it.
Okay,
All right.
yeah, I've got the token.
Yeah.
And then what? I just go
click
to the
on-
character sheet and do initiative now.
Yep, but make sure you click on your character sheet and that make sure you click
And
on your
your token.
icon. Yeah, your token, and that you can see bubbles. Nice.
And I have had Raffenston and I always do that whenever. Okay, so as you exit and try to sneak out, everyone notices that there are 5 skeletons that just rise from the ground, as well as 2 hobgoblin-looking zombies that are shambling to attack you. And the,
Are those
Lovely.
in the graveyard then? Because like I'm not quite in the graveyard, so like I'm trying to get an image of like if there's any enemies near me directly.
hold on, I have to do a thing.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you very much for the follow, Moop Shark. Glad to see you here, and I hope you enjoy your stay
Why am I only
At-
hearing fragments?
the table. And thank you for the host. I hope you enjoy this D&D game and the combat that is coming. Right, so, hold on a quick little second, everybody.
I knew this guy was up to no good.
Start
Here
making trouble in
we-
the neighborhood.
Here we go, guys.
Wait, Morphos, how are you going to talk your way out of
I'm just gonna talk to them. I know, like, there's skeletons and zombies. There's they talk. So when we defeat them and we get to the necromancer, I'll talk the necromancer down. If
Wait,
they had been
you-
natural undead, then it would have been a problem. But they're not, so it's cool.
Are you sure it's gonna be cool? I mean, we can't really suffer necromancers to live, now can we?
I feel like that ignores a lot of like spirit magic, which is morally neutral and just involves people talking to their dead loved ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of clerics that can end up doing necromancy.
I'm a bard who can do necromancy.
But is
I can
necromancy
raise
like
the
strictly
dead.
defined as a spell category, or is it more
Yeah.
like
It is, yes.
In D&D it is, and it's true that most necromancy, like a lot of the conventional necromancers are like spooky, scary skeleton dudes who throw zombies at people, but there are also necromancers who talk to spirits and who are just like, hey, I'm a medium in the sense that like American people mean when they talk
Oh,
about
okay,
mediums.
So, yeah, talk to dead ones. Okay.
Yeah. I'll try to talk down the necromancer when we get to that point, but for right now, fighting these zombies and these skeletons, I'm all in. Let's go.
You sure you don't want to try to talk to the skeleton?
I mean, I can do a free action and I'll talk to them, but they're probably just gonna like moan and groan at me and then try to hit me with sharp things. So
Well,
I mean, you deserve
skeletons
it,
are
but-
skeletons. They don't have organ stock. There's that.
Yeah, the skeletons cannot play the trumpet.
I don't know. I'm gonna talk things, but like I'm not going into this expecting that like they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you have a perfectly reasonable argument. My bad. Like I'm not expecting that's how it's gonna go down.
Okay.
All right,
Uh,
Nefara, it is your turn.
So
Do
again,
thing.
I'm trying to get like a mental picture of the map. So I'm slightly away from the party because I came out of the building. Are there any
Yes.
enemies directly near me, or are most of them in the graveyard next to Raffenston and Morthos?
The majority of the enemies are in the graveyard.
Okay. Are there any that are near me, or do I need a perception check that?
No. There are no enemies nearby you.
Okay.
But you are going to be able to use your full move speed to get within, like, shoot distance of your bow.
Okay. So I'm more than 35 feet away from an enemy then.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna use that 35 move speed to move up to the party and say, "My bad," and then immediately pull out my longbow and take a shot at one of the zombies. And
Nice.
That's definitely it. 11 piercing. Oh, like that.
Yep, to one of the zombies.
Alright, so I'm just going to make another zombie token. And then input its stats, and then 4 more skeleton tokens. Moop, this is Theater of the Mind right now, because I do not have an actual map for this. So, everything is just from memory, and just me being a slight idiot in this. So, anyway, okay. Zombie stuff. Let's see. One of the zombies. Okay. Alright, just saying, all zombies have, like, very low AC, so as long as you don't roll a 1, you're more than likely gonna hit it.
Well, that's good.
Cool. So Morphos can't mess this up even if he tried.
Morthos saved your life in the last encounter. So Morthos literally resurrected you when you were unconscious.
I mean, to be fair, that was actually me with the defibrillator hands.
It really was. It wasn't Morphos at all.
I healed several people in the last session.
You threw potions at us.
Which is still healing. I feel like you're being awfully pedantic since you were the one who set off the alarm, but okay.
Okay, is that all you're gonna do?
Fair.
Because I figured you would have done your bonus hunter's mark or something.
No, I spaced it, so I'm gonna pass it for this turn. We're good.
Alright then. It is the skeleton's turn. Alright, as the skeletons are rising up during this time, they come out from, like, there's 2 that had risen up near Morthos, 2 near, Raffenston, and 1 had spawned right in front of the Graveyard Keeper, who you now know is a necromancer. And, both skeletons are near Morthos, are going to attack him, or try to. Good thing they do not have multi-attack. That one rolled a natural 1.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm just going to put all future attacks for the skeletons to public. That way people see it in the chat. I'm not going to reroll it though. So, this now gets to the fun part where I now go on to my Xanathar's Lost Notes to everything else. Find the critical miss effects
Cool.
and
Did
roll a
the other
1d20.
one? Did the other one hit? Did it roll above a 14?
No, I'm currently doing the critical miss.
Oh, okay. You only did 1. Got it.
So it hits the necromancer.
Alright.
That would be really funny.
I would love that.
If it is able to do so, your attack hits your ally if closest to you.
Yes.
So it hits the necromancer.
It doesn't hit the
Wow.
necromancer. I'm
Actually-
not right next.
It hits another skelly.
Yeah,
it hits the other skeleton,
Yeah.
which
What
is
an absolute
actually
badass.
really hilarious. Alright, I actually need the skeleton's character sheets so you can put their stuff.
Esqueleto.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that miss.
We're so naming that skeleton Skelly.
Alright, so and I'm going to roll the other one soon. I just have to do stuff. You see, I never actually do these when I should. I always do them when I shouldn't. But then again, I am silly, and this is what happens. Alright, so that one, the damage that one, the skeleton next to you had rolled was 4, so I'm going to do a thing and move 2 over here, move Raffensden's over here. Yes, it's in the water, but it doesn't matter because
I can
it's
swim.
theater of the mind right now. The zombie, which one's Nefara? I don't know which one's Nefara.
I'm the one that's right underneath Harathaston.
Oh, well, are you next to Harathaston? Did you move over there?
I moved up, but I don't know if you had me in range. Like, how close was I to the party? Because I used my full move speed. You said that I was only within range to fire, ranged attack towards any enemies at that point.
Well, consider, you basically just entered the side entrance of the graveyard. So,
Okay. So,
would be
like,
like-
next
would
turn,
be-
I could be within melee?
yes, you're like 10 feet away from the nearest enemy.
Okay, cool.
And the zombie
So we'll...
is right next to that guy, and these guys are there.
So, like, how's that for where I put myself then?
Well, it's theater of the mind. I just wanted to, like,
Okay.
move things around.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Okay, well, one gets damaged, and I still need to... Alright, now, I still need to do the other attacks, so, the other one will try to hit you, Luciano.
Hey, that hits. I'm sad. I just changed my health. Let me just change it up here. Cool. There's skeletons, so there's no like special effects that would happen with
They
the hits,
are-
right?
No, they do not have any type of poison damage or
Cool.
anything. But they are vulnerable to a thing.
I don't have access to whatever thing they're vulnerable to. Actually, let me double check because it might have fire, but I'm pretty sure it's not the thing you're talking about.
No,
I don't have fire.
you can't. You can like on your turn, you can do a check to find out what they're weak to.
What check would that be?
That would be an Arcana check.
Cool.
But that's when on your turn. So
Yeah.
Save and 20. And +1 and all right then. Okay. And, 2 skeletons will try attacking Skeleton of Fun. Alright, so, now 2 of them will try attacking the sorcerer,
Why?
They're
because they're
within
next
range.
to you. Alright, 3 damage to the sorcerer. And
Oh,
then
great.
another one will... is that a hit? I don't know if that's it.
Does the 12 hit, Callan?
No, because my AC is like 13.
Nice.
Alright, cool. That is a miss then. So,
So, alright, in the name of
alright,
Shogoro.
actually need to fix your HP because you shouldn't be down to 6.
Yeah, that would not be positive.
And,
Isn't that right, little Skeena? Yes, it is.
alright, so -3 actually. So right. It is now. And the final one is set is basically shambling towards Nefara, gets just within range, and it's just out of range, so it tries shooting you with their short bow and pierces straight into you.
Okay.
And then it is Morthos' turn.
All right. So Morthos is going to. There's 2 skeletons up here. Probably the most damaging choice would be for me to just use Eldritch Blast. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna focus it on the one that's already been injured to see if I can take it out.
That's a
23
hit.
to hit, and it's gonna be cast at level 0 because
Because you're not level 5?
it's a cantrip, so it's level 0.
Well, I know, but the additional levels is just the additional damage at certain levels.
I'm excited for when I hit level 5, which could very well be after this one shot 5. Probably a big if, to be honest, but yeah, if we survive, it's possible to be after this. Yeah, it does 6 force damage, and then I'm gonna hit Nefaria with a Bardic Inspiration. I'm gonna be like, I believe in you, buddy. And then Nefaria is now gonna have 1d, I think it's 1d6.
Yes.
Yeah, 1 additional d6.
All right.
Just whenever you need it.
The Eldritch Blast smashes into the skeleton. It's worse. It's around. It's now injured. It's not dead, but it's still up. It's still gonna. It's still able to kill. And is that your turn?
Yep, because if I move, I take attacks of opportunity, and I don't feel like dealing with that.
All right, Raffenston, it's your turn.
So, is the necromancer there?
He's around 30 feet from you, but you have 2 skeletons on your ass.
Okay, so can I take like a free action and say, "Hey, we don't really need to do this, you know. We can talk this out. Maybe make a deal."
Roll persuasion.
You can do it, Harathenston.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Alright, here it is.
Hey! Nice.
Okay, save changes.
Yay!
No, hold on. I still have to do the versus insight check. Roll it. I guess, let's see. What would insight be? Wisdom. Okay, I'll just roll a wisdom save.
Hi, Skeena. Yes, you're being a little bracelet.
Alright, so, the necromancer goes, "Aye, you could, but they took my wife from me, and so I'll destroy them all."
Well, wait a minute. Hold up. You're a necromancer, right?
Necromancy doesn't bring people back to life.
But shouldn't you love your wife anyway if she's in the form of like a spirit or something?
That's not how necromancers work.
It kind of is though, but
like I know some good necromancy teachers who will help bring your wife back if you want in spirit form. No need for this killing. We have a far stronger enemy who will take the soul of your wife and do God knows what to it. So let's stop killing each other here and let's work towards a solution.
I'm low-key really proud of Harathenston right now. I know that Callan's gonna find a way to make this chaotic evil somehow. But in the moment, Morthos is really proud of Harathenston.
Oh, don't worry. It's not like I want him to summon an undead army or anything.
Right. Okay, so... Oh, he got a way better save this time.
What save did he make before? Because he was going up against like a 22 persuasion, so there's really no way that this fight should be like continuing on the same way.
He got an 11 last time, but now he got a 24, where he basically went, "Why should I believe you? I could just kill you and turn you into thralls for my army."
Why would you want to do that though when you could bring your wife back? I'm not. This logic doesn't add up here. Like I'm very confused here. You don't need to make slaves of us to bring back your wife. I hook you up with a necromancer. This necromancer teaches you how to speak with the spirit of your dead wife, and then all is good.
I really want to make like an Arcana check to see if I can but it's
Morphos
not
here.
my turn.
Morphos, back me up here.
No, it's not my turn. I can't. I will when it's my turn again, but I was focused on like getting rid of the things in front of me. I mean, good thinking ahead, and I'm really proud of you, but like
not to be the anti-fun, but isn't a round of combat supposed to represent like 6 seconds? I feel like this conversation's been going on a lot longer than 6 seconds.
We're speaking really fast.
This also, well, to be fair, this would advantage us. This wouldn't advantage Zal as the DM. Like, if we point that out, then the check where Zal made the lower roll would still be the check that takes priority.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to see what I would have gotten if I had, instead of rolling the 1+1 wisdom, I had rolled the +5 wisdom. So,
like, shouldn't the combat have stopped since I persuaded him?
Hey, don't.
I'm confused.
Hold on. I have to thank someone for like resubscribing and and giving me bits. Hold on a second. Alright. Thank you very much, Walker Trips, thank you very much, Walker, for the resub and the 100 bits. Thank you so much, bud. And let's get back into the game. So I'm just going to completely just say that the earlier dismissal of the thing never happened, and that he goes, you're quite right. You're quite right. It could be that all along my madness never thought of this possibility.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, we all, when your spouse dies, it is a living nightmare, and it tends to send our minds into illogical territory, if you would say. So, would you kindly please take the skeletons off of my companions over here, and let's sit down, have some tea, and talk about it. Sound fair?
What fighting?
I'm so proud of Rappinston. I'm just genuinely like really proud right now. I was not expecting it to be this easy for us to like at the very least raise the relationship level that the NPC had with us.
Alright, but how are we? Alright, so combat's over.
Yes.
Good
job, Raph.
I'm totally not pulling something derived from Shiogara here.
Alright, he goes, but how am I going to make nice with the Hobgoblin stronghold, since I already killed their 2 scouts and turned them into zombies?
This is where Mortho steps in and is like, well, actually, I could help with that. And then I put away my weapons for now, and I like jump away from the skeletons that are in front of me, and I turn to face the NPC there. And I'm just like, you see, there's a village nearby that you could go to, and if you actually really do care about having a graveyard and you like tending to one without using necromancy, I would be more than happy to try and see if we could get you to be in charge of the graveyard over there, or to create one, because it is a fairly new village.
Also, and I sort of step in here and I say, because when I make like a promise, I have to keep it because of tradition. We can also will be sending some people from our local guild hall who will come and sort of train you to use your spells, your necromancy, in a more productive way.
I mean, I am a 12th level caster, and I am able to do it in a productive way. I just need to expand my spellbook with more spells, obviously.
Because, I turn to Marcus and I say, we have a library, don't we?
I ask the voice of God as I'm saying that I think we do. We probably, if not, we could start one, right? Voice of God?
You know that there is an arcane shop.
Yeah.
So that, therefore, because arcane shop, you know that there would be scrolls and magic books on spells that, and of course ingredients for adding the necessary ingredients for putting new spells and transcribing spells into a spellbook, of course.
Cool. So I convey that information over to our buddy, and I am just like, there's undoubtedly lots of spirits to talk to if you really do like necromancy. A lot of people think necromancy needs to be evil, in much the same way that a lot of people think tieflings are evil. We both know, just person to person, that that's not true, and I'm more than happy to help you get on your feet in the new town. Though I understand if you want to stay here, but if you want to stay here, it would be a lot harder for things to stay peaceful between you and the hobgoblins.
Yeah. I think it's best that you go to the guild hall. There'll be people there waiting to take care of you. And just drop our name, and they will accept you.
I kind of want to do a series of checks that aren't actually checks, but just to see if I also would have been able to successfully persuade the necromancer to step down. I have a feeling it probably would have been easier if we had dispatched the undead, and then try to get him to step down, but it's possible that would have had the opposite effect. It would have made him feel like he wasted his efforts and made him angrier.
Well,
so
we
I'm happy.
don't want to waste his efforts there.
His efforts would have contributed to like a mass genocide in the near community. I would have been kind of happy to waste his efforts.
Well, thankfully, we were here to stop him from going mass genocidal, so now we just need to get him over to the guild hall, and we're fine.
Is this an opportunity for us to just like go back to the guild hall? I think that would be like a good way to end the camp tonight, especially because we've only been here for like an hour and a half. I don't know if this is the whole thing.
I mean, you guys literally just ruined the entire thing for me. I wanted blood and murder.
To be fair, I don't often abdicate for more chances for us to die violently at the hands of things, but if we go to the guild hall from here, there's no way that we wouldn't have to do at least one random encounter check. It's just that we would also have a friendly necromancer NPC chilling with us on our way there, which means you would have an ally.
With also a 7 undead to help deal with things.
I'm kind of worried about the undead, and when we
the undead will be fine.
No, that's not what you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying that like when we get to the guild hall, I don't want us to be attacked. So I'll be like, hey, wait out here for like 2 minutes while I go in RP, or while Harafinston and I go in RP, because Harafinston's been killing it lately.
I mean, at the same time, you could persuade the necromancer to turn off the animate dead spells he's holding on to, and turn the undead into just corpses and dust.
I'm gonna do that when we get to the town hall, but I know that you want us to do that earlier so that we're weaker, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Right now, when we get to the guild hall, I'll do that, but not right now.
Alright, so,
Did we just ruin everything?
I mean, technically, because now I'm disappointed.
We didn't ruin everything, we just made Zal's night bloody. Sorry, Zal.
I mean, you did literal half damage to a single skeleton, and 1/3 damage to a zombie, and here I'm going, but I wanted more murder.
Look, this is exactly how I wanted to spend Halloween. It's not actually Halloween, but if this is how my Halloween night goes, I'm down. Like, this is great.
Alright. So, yeah, Tria, you missed it. They managed to persuade a necromancer from killing them for breaking into something that was, like, charmed by an alarm spell, and from reading their the necromancer's journal. And Walker, I named the necromancer after you because I figured you would like that. I don't know.
And now he's our friend.
Yes.
Also,
We
I
have
want
our
to
pet
point out,
necromancer.
kind of want to ask, was this necromancer inspired by a Skyrim thing?
No.
No, I've been playing Oblivion.
There's I'm not talking to you, Galen. I'm asking I'm asking because this is almost the exact same backstory as like a dungeon in Skyrim.
Gotcha.
No, I've been playing a lot of Graveyard Keeper.
Nice.
And I wanted something. I've never watched Pet Cemetery, but I wanted something like it, where there was like some I wanted hobgoblins. I wanted some kind of motivation for why he was sending undead to the hobgoblins to attack, to weaken their defenses. Basically something like that.
Yeah. So since it's only been an hour and a half, if everyone else is cool with us going to the guild hall,
You can, and this would count as 4 out of 5
yes.
for your quest.
I kind of wanted to ask about that, but I couldn't remember the exact number it would be if this counted. So cool.
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean, the stronghold was in the northern mountains.
Yeah.
So it's
Zach, are you cool with us doing a little bit more?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. We can continue.
Cool.
all
In the
right,
meantime,
I'm good, I
Nefar's
got the
gonna
stake wrapped
walk up
around.
to the zombie that an arrow is sticking out of and pull the arrow back out. My apologies.
Oh, good. I was gonna apologize to it too if you didn't, so I appreciate that. How very nice.
it just moans at you because it cannot speak.
Yay, and we're on our way over to the guild hall. Also, this is a chance. This is good because this means that we can get Nefaria registered as a guild person in case Zach / Nefaria ever go on like solo adventures like Jamie did.
Alright, now for the random luck roll to find out what happens.
Oh no, I'm concerned about this.
Oh yeah, I ever tell you guys that anything that rolls before 50 is an encounter? Which is what I got.
Okay, let's do it. Make new friends. Probably not gonna be friendly, just because I know Zal wants blood, but I'm gonna do my best to make it friendly.
Don't worry, we have a necromancer with an undead who can summon undead.
But at this point, I go and I congratulate Harafinston, and I'm just like, Harafinston, I'm really proud of you. You were able to settle this with words. Nice.
I know, alive necromancers are far more useful than dead necromancers.
I look over at Harafinston, and I'm just like, I'm just trying to congratulate you. Why can't you just make it easy for you?
What? I solved it with peace.
You did, but I don't want you to view people as useful. I want you to be happy that people are alive, which is usually better than being dead.
Sirs, I'm a pragmatist. I mean, not Lucian, I'm a pragmatist.
Ravens.
I apparently exude Cirrus levels energy, which is probably a compliment.
But yeah.
It's funny.
Alright, so you guys encounter
Okay.
3 swarms of ravens.
Oh no, ravens are cool. I don't want to fight ravens.
No, I don't want to kill ravens.
I mean, I will, but like, I don't want to.
Like, can I just like talk with the ravens or something?
Animal
I mean,
I don't want to kill them.
you're not a ranger. You can't speak with beasts.
Ranger, talk to these ravens. I don't want to kill them.
That's not a good animal handling check.
No, it's not.
I was ready. The minute I saw that, I was chance. And then it wasn't.
What do the ravens want?
Well, that's what I'm gonna do. So, when we come across the ravens, because of my primal awareness, I can learn their emotional state, whether they're affected by magic, if they have any needs or any actions I can take to persuade them not to attack. So, I'm gonna do that. Do my thing.
Okay, I have to currently look up a swarm of raven stack block. Hooray! So while you're doing a thing, I'm doing a thing. So this is fine. I mean, Luciano, sometimes these games take like 2 hours, so...
I'm happy to have another. I just wish that it was with something that like could talk. And if you felt like it, we could have it so that comprehend languages allows me to talk to beasts, but normally it doesn't.
No, it does not.
That's like there's no explicit thing in text that says it doesn't let you talk to beasts, but like, yeah.
Alright, so... Alright, so... Let's see. It's a medium swarm of tiny geese. Unaligned. Let's see, I have to actually look up the raven stat block. For just individuals.
Snake.
Where the books? Alright. Alright. So you can just roll a thing for...
Do you want us to roll initiative? Is that what you're saying?
No, not initiative.
Oh. Okay.
I'm
I wasn't sure. Sorry.
Do you want animal handling?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Why can't any of us do... Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to be like her having to just try animal handling to see if we can get lucky.
Wait, Nefara, don't you have, like, bardic inspiration on you?
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Add that 1d6, baby. Yes! No, that's not good. That's not what I wanted.
No, there's my d6, so that's a total of 12.
Yeah, but, here's the thing. 12 is okay, because this is DC 10, because I'm being nice.
Hey!
Yay.
We have bird friends.
Alright, so you could tell that the swarm of ravens are just... there's 3 swarms of ravens, and it's just, like, quite a large number of them. There's... The swarm of ravens is basically just... What was it? I don't know. A dirge or something? I don't know.
A flock.
Anyway,
It's a murder.
A
Oh
murder?
no, that's of crows. That's of
Yes.
crows, not of ravens.
Anyway, so you know that the let's see, there was something about swarms.
Especially
you know,
since the word raven is in my name, it kind of would be awkward killing a raven.
you know that swarms of ravens are if you do like an Arcana check, you could know the nature of the swarm.
Okay.
Are you sure you want it to be an Arcana check and not a nature check? Suggest something.
Actually, nature Arcana, that works.
Can all of us roll it, or do you just want
Everyone can.
Cool. Dang it.
Terrible roll.
Alright, Robinson, come on, get us like that beautiful 20 or something. Nice.
There we go.
Raffenston knows that swarms of ravens usually means that a hag is usually turns them against her enemies, but since you know that there's no nearby hags, this seems like 3 random swarms of ravens just doing the thing around halfway to the guild hall. You don't know why, but they seem like it's like birds. You know that movie of Hitchcock? But they're not murderous. They just look like hungry.
Hungry birds.
Yes.
Wait, if they're just hungry, can I
Morphos,
just like
give them some of your rations.
Yeah. Can we do that? Cuz like
It'll take
there's
5 rations to feed the swarm.
I can do that. I could give them 15 rations and still have 17 rations. I'm perfectly down with the solution.
Yeah, don't you
no
have
murder.
like 30?
I have
rations?
32 pounds of rations. No, I actually have 64 pounds of rations because each ration is 2 pounds. They're so heavy. My back hurts so much, y'all.
Yeah, quit whining and lighten your load.
I can do both. Thank you very much. I say tossing you, and then Nefaria the rations, taking like 15 for me. No, taking 5 for me, tossing 5 to you, and tossing 5 to Nefaria, and being like, yeah, peace.
Alright, after feeding the ravens, they look happily at everyone and then leave.
Yay!
So, yeah, and then you, and after disappointing me and not the murder at it again, you make it to the guild hall. And by the time you make it to the guild hall, all the zombies and skeletons just turn to dust.
Bye, friends. I succeeded in making dead friends today. I feel nice. So at this point, since there's no more undead pals chilling with us, it's a lot easier for us to just go in all together, which is what I recommend that we do. I point out that I was going to tell our new friend that it probably would have been a better idea for him to not have any undead with him, because undead are generally looked down upon. But I don't know what he knows.
Wow, way to be specious there. Morphos?
Typically,
well, technically classist because he's a necromancer.
Look, y'all. I know that you're Callan. I know that you're the PC police, but like, if you were
I'm
a
better.
guard,
I'm worse than the PC police. Haven't you seen my Twitter?
if you were a guard and someone came up to you and they had like a horde of zombies with them, what reaction would that elicit from you?
Let him in.
This is the definition of open ideology. Congratulations.
I am gonna return the Journal of a Mad Lad to our Mad Lad.
Very nice of you.
He goes,
I think.
You were the one who activated the alarm on my book stand. Thank you for my journal back.
I was tempted to point out that you could have just made like a sleight of hand check, but his reaction was funny enough that I decided not to say anything. Alright, cool. So we go over to the guild hall. We've talked about this before, but does this guild hall actually have like a leader of the guild within it?
I told you, yes. The tavern owner is also the guild owner.
Cool. So I go over to him and I'm just like, "Hey, fam."
Hey, hold on, Luciano. I know you're excited to do the talkie, but let me do the talkie. Let me do the explanatory power of the expansion that you've been doing so far.
Cool.
So, you find that instead of the small village, kind of thing, you see that it has expanded into a town. There are goblins, there are centaurs, there are quite a number of people that you have not murdered during your travels that are living all within the guild hall so far. There seems to be orcs from the Triatal clan. There are
snakes. There might
no,
have to be snakes.
there are no
Alright, we're
snakes.
burning the whole place down.
There are basically groups of peeps from around the place that you guys have helped, basically expanding the village, and trade is booming, basically. And then one of the merchants comes in and gives the sorcerer Raffenston 50 gold.
Why are they giving her Raffenston?
Because of a deal that they made previously, remember?
Shouldn't I also be getting money since I own part of
if
the
you
store?
can intimidate them enough, sure.
I own part of the store.
You gain 100 gold.
Yay! I have money again.
Wait, if he gets 100 gold, I get 100 gold.
No, I got the money because I literally own part of the store, fam.
I don't care.
I bought it.
I'm an anarchist. I don't care. I'm an anarchist.
During the
I
session
don't
that you
believe in
missed,
ownership.
during the session that you missed when I was helping Iseth and when it was Iseth, Chrissy, and I bought things, and then I also bought a share of the store.
Alright, Morphos, we need to have a talk about how anarchism actually works and not being a dirty, filthy capitalist.
This society is not anarchistic, fam. The government's very unclear, but
We're gonna make it anarchistic.
I would really rather we not, but okay, we can have a vote on it. Okay, are there any other things that happen before we make it to the guild hall?
No.
The return of Zariel.
No.
No.
Okay, cool.
Zariel returns.
Us and our new friends enter the guild hall, and as we do, I'm just like, all right, does anyone want to go first, or should I take the lead on the talkie-talkie?
This is a tavern too, yes?
Yes, you can buy a drink here.
It is
Okay.
a tavern/inn.
Okay. That's just a clarifying question. Lead the way. I don't talk much.
Cool. I go over to the tavern keeper / guild master, and I'm just like, hey, I know that it's been a while since we were last here. By my count, I'm trying to remember actually how many days in campaign have passed. I think it's been around a week. When we left for this quest, it was a while ago, y'all. It was like 2 months ago. And then I just I catch the guild master up to speed with our escapades. I talk about how we helped out the kobolds, we befriended the orcs, we befriended the ogres and the trolls, we encountered that lady that I hate, whose name is so terrible I can't remember it. The lady who always sets me on fire. Hate her, she can die. And I talk about how we survived. We helped out the hobgoblins, and I'm just like, so that brings me up to our current predicament. Because you see, what we have here, I say, gesturing to our friend who probably politely waves and it's like, hey, what's up? Thanks, Sal. I'll write that down in the Discord in a second, so that way I can remember it more easily. But I'm just like, so we have a little bit of a conundrum here. This person is a necromancer, but they're also super cool. They just wanted to get justice and stuff. And I was thinking that it'd be pretty cool if we could have that sort of thing where we're pretty unconditional about who we let in, provided they're cool with not hurting other people here. extend to him as well. So if he is willing to come here and work, are you guys willing to let him in?
The guildmaster says that they could use a graveyard keeper, especially when new people come in, and of course as the older population dies. So they would be happy to let him work and live here.
Yeah.
Of course, on the
Also-
condition that he doesn't cause any harm.
Well, also he'll be useful in case the Daedra. I mean the not the Daedra, the Zariel invades or something like that. We can raise an undead army.
I don't know if bringing up that suggestion is a great thing because, like, one, the people here don't necessarily know about Zariel. We don't know who
This
knows
is
and who
Krakenstein.
doesn't.
He's always thinking about the future.
Well, I'm saying this more like for our friends, especially because
okay.
we caught up Nefaria, but we haven't told Walker, the Gravekeeper, about it. And the Guildmaster probably knows, but if the Guildmaster knows, it might be because the Guildmaster is, evil.
I mean, oh wait, don't we have
Um,
like our own fighting pit here that we have to take care of?
Yep.
Hmm,
I
that's gonna be
mean,
awkward.
you've never asked the ranger what they know beneath the island in the ancient dungeon.
We told the ranger at the very least about the Hundress, or however you say her name. She has that weird fantasy name. Why can't a fantasy person ever just be named like Emily or something?
Why not?
I
Why can't
mean-
they just be
I
named
mean-
something like Kravenstein or Bjorknar?
I mean, Chrissy made up that name. I cannot help you.
Evelyn? Oh, hold on.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, it's still a silly fantasy name that I can't ever. Just like a whole bunch of people's YouTube names, which I also can't ever pronounce.
Like Zalrock.
That's
Look,
easy to say.
I
though.
can pronounce Zalrock. I can't pronounce Bamizelpub.
Are you supposed to?
I mean, I would like to be able to, but I'm pretty excited about the fact that this was a success. Is there anything else that we need to do?
This turned out to be a lot less complicated tonight than I thought it would be.
Okay, I'll be honest. I wanted the murder, but you guys just completely derailed this.
Tria was very excited that you politely told me to can it, but I was more than willing to accept that because Raffenston interrupted one murder plot and then I interrupted the other. So no one at all died in this session, and I have never been happier. The only people who
is, like-
died were the undead. It's great.
Which is kind of like really weird, given that it's supposed to be a Halloween special, and you expect some horror.
I mean, to be fair, fighting off against a creepy necromancer in his graveyard lair is pretty creepy. It's just that
But
we're
we
so
didn't fight
friendly.
him. We didn't fight him.
We're so friendly that we managed to turn the situation on its head. We really are embracing the Undertale pacifist route approach to RPGs.
I just need.
Sure.
I literally just need enemies that aren't able to talk and be persuaded by any means. Too bad it's called chaotic roll for a reason.
I mean, to be fair, you really have fun throwing that one and just doing things that ensure that she survives. The next time I see that Drow Warlock, if Christy isn't here, I'm gonna apologize to Christy, but I'm gonna do my best to take her out and like make her dead. Because
Well,
every
I'm
time we see her, I almost die, and I don't like it.
Hey, I'm going to be nice, but Verhundress Hune will be the final boss of the dungeon. But you will fight her elite warriors along the way, one at a time, because that'll
oh,
be nice that way.
Good. I thought that
Well,
you were
at
gonna
least
do what
we'll-
we did last time. I was like, oh.
Well, at least we'll be getting like a skeletal army.
No, how are you gonna be raising the skull?
No, our friend here is.
Our friend is staying here. This
Well-
is their home now.
It's their home, but they can still come out with us.
I mean, you would have to hire them.
I'm more than happy to do that, but like, I have a feeling that Harafinson
Can we
is
get this
under the
guy
impression
doing
this person
skeletal
is a new member
patrols
of
or
our
something
party.
like that to guard the frontier?
I mean, there's
It'll
There's-
at least be something that's Halloween for the guild.
but there's already like goblins and centaurs and orcs.
Yeah, but there's nothing dead. Like, Halloween's supposed to be all about the dead, isn't it?
I could always just throw a ghost at you guys, or a
Ghosts
banshee.
Ghosts are intelligent. Ghosts and you know what? Go for it because those are intelligent. I can talk to them. I can't talk to a zombie.
I mean,
the
it would-
minute I point that out, you're.
I would have to do. It'd take me a bit of time, and they don't have that much time, so I'm sorry, guys, but this is the end of the Halloween special. I wish there was more blood and murder, but no. So,
I'm perfectly happy with this.
is now the end of Chaotic Roll. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you very much for the raid, the hosts, the resubscriptions. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope one day to get to 20 subscribers. I hope to one day get to 150 followers. But until then, have a good one, and may your rolls always be crits, and you barely get ones. Take care, and cheers.